Alrighty then. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome, one and all. My name is Michael. I'm the Nanozy Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Curse of the Crimson Throne, our adventure in the lands of Galarian, in the city of Corvosa, featuring these wonderful and amazing Patreons. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hello.
Hello.
Good
Ah,
evening.
it is so good to
Or
see you.
morning.
It's a happy time zone. It is good to see all of you guys. Always a pleasure to have such amazing and wonderful friends around the table to get going into games and the like. Oh no, Redial, that's horrible to hear. I am sorry to hear that you have been hacked. Screw whoever hacked you. May an onion fall on their head at an inopportune moment, and they regret their life choices.
I
Um,
hope they step on a Lego.
yeah, that's true. It's fair. Step on a Lego. Now, before we begin, of course, we have some people to thank before we kick off today's session. We have, of course, our lovely and amazing sponsors who help support the channel, allow us to do all the cool, wonderful, and amazing things that we do here, and look as good as we do. Starting with Hero Forge for the wonderful art you see on screen here, made by an incredible bespoke 3D model making software that allows you to not only design and create your heroes, but also get them 3D printed and sent to you anywhere in the world, whether it's in premium plastic, color plastic, or more. So many cool things await for Hero Forge. Then, of course, we have Sirenscape for the beautiful sound effects you'll hear throughout the course of the game, because every epic game deserves to sound epic, and it is a huge tool for making my players immerse into the game world that I create. And lastly, Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice. For the maps, the tokens, the dice roller, everything is made using that. Oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. Is made using our incredible stuff at Fantasy Grounds. Yeah. I don't know why that has shifted ever so slightly, but there. Good. Stay there. All right. Now, next up, of course, we have our character introductions. Now, of course, as you guys know, in any good TTRPG, the protagonists of the adventure, our heroes, our warriors, our champions, are the ones who take the lead role in these stories that we weave. And there is no greater group of individuals that I could have to run this amazing game with. So to tell you about themselves and the characters that they are playing, I'm going to turn it over to my table so that they can introduce themselves while I quickly go and grab myself a beverage for today's session.
And show us your face. Show us your face.
I guess. Hold on. There, you can see my face now.
No, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Oh, sorry,
turn
my
it
bad, my bad.
Wow.
So rude. Here I am.
Mean.
Here I am, feeding compliments into Laura, getting cut down like a freaking tree. Anyway, all right. Let's start with none other than our dear friend Marcus, who plays the role of Unak.
Yes, hello. I am Marcus. I am playing Unak, the Orc Dragon Slayer Barbarian. He is a Dragon Instinct Barbarian. So his rage is channeled to emulate that of a I believe adamantine dragon. So it's all about getting super angry and then getting super bulky. He joined up with the party in the hopes of potentially fighting a dragon that may or may not exist, and found out that there is in fact a dragon in the castle, and he is ready to fight it.
Okay, that's me. Hello, I'm Laura Bones, and I play Agnes. Yes, who is our resident psychic. I was come back to the city after a perilous journey far, far from home to find everything's gone to the royal hooper. And now she's very upset about it and has taken out her negative feelings upon an unsuspecting band of local guards, and now she feels better about things. So, it's life. Dante.
Hello, I'm Raikon. I played Dante, the Kitsune Druid, local to the Forest of Corvosa. He has been doing his best trying to keep the party alive, and it's been a wild ride back to Corvosa, that's for sure.
And I'm Steve, playing Ray, Tanuki raccoon type champion of Milani, who's kind of the goddess of rebellions and freedom and liberation. And so, Corvos is a logical place for us to be working because we're trying to make it free.
Absolutely. Yep, perfectly done. All right. Now, before we kick off, we of course have one last person to thank, and that is our amazing and wonderful audience members who come in and tune in to have to join us on this amazing adventure that we have. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show and having a good time with us. You guys are incredible and wonderful. And as such, we like to invite you behind the GM screen in order to have a little bit of fun and enjoy our adventures with us while we play. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points that can be used at any point in time in order to influence the game while we play. These channel points can be used for things like inspiration, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine intervention, divine healing, and much, much more. So yeah, check those out because they are just always active and always ready. But then we also have a number of monetary rewards that go towards helping out Dag in his Dag monthly survival check that allows us to basically live. That's basically it. This is my full-time job, is what I do day in and day out. And every little bit goes a very long way to helping us continue to do this awesome thing that we happen to be doing week in and week out. As such, these donations are a little bit more tangible in the game compared to the channel points, but they are all very, very much appreciated. Starting with our $5 donation, which is these red marks you can see for my players and purple marks you can see for me. These are hero points and jinx points. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for nonsense that isn't in the rules, and roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things very minorly. For $10, I will draw from one of two decks of cards I have in front of me. The first deck is a deck of heroic actions that can be used to basically be not only a hero point, but also a free one-use power for a player of your choosing. Something which has gotten my players out of a few scrapes here and there. So you can allocate one of those to a player of your choosing. Or, as we have with our dear friend Schooly Eye, draw from the deck of plot twists and flashbacks, which is a story prompt that gets thrown into the game in order to just keep me on my toes and allow me to kind of play around with the story and with elements of the adventure so that we can just, try and keep our adventures unique. So a random card, chaos plot twist. Here we go. So drawing a random card. Here we go. I'm just going to split it. Boom. There it is. Okay. Top card here is, hidden asset. Interesting one on that one. Hidden asset. So that'll be an interesting pick on that one. All right. And because it's the beginning of the week, I can shuffle all those used cards from last week back into the deck. Okay, done. For $20, you can donate to give someone the coveted golden natural 20 because sometimes shit just needs to work, and a nat 20 is how we go about it. Natural 20 counts as a critical success for most things and can really help my players when it comes to creating or imagining their big epic moments and having it follow through. Then we have our $50 donation, which is now an option of 3 different things now. First of all, it is a magic item that you can choose for a player. This can either be a homebrew item you design, you can ask me to design something, or you can get my players something from their wish list. Alternatively, if you woke up and chose violence, you can give our players a boss buff, making a villain even more dangerous and even more deadly, upping the stakes in a massive way, changing the terrain, changing the parameters for victory, upping the ante. There's so many different things, but the combat gets a major boost with the boss buff. But our new reward is the $50 group buff, The Harrowing, which allows our heroes to draw one card from a Harrow draw, which allows them to get a few bonuses based on whichever card they draw. First of all, they get a boost to the to any and all abilities, powers, and stats associated with the alignment on the card. The statistic on the card that they draw. They will get to roll a d6 on any of those checks, and once during the game, they will allow. They are allowed to roll with advantage on a roll associated with that stat. Secondly, if they can find a way to narrate that the kind of like story or the fortune within our adventure in that day, they will get an automatic crit success on bringing that fortune to light. So whatever that happens to be, our heroes can use that as a very strong tool to manipulate the narrative. So that is our $50 donation. Last but not least, we have our $100 secret menu item, which is, of course, not only a huge donation to the channel, but also a major, major boost to our group and our party and things. For today, our major boosty thing, my earphones just exploded. Oh no. Stay. You can be good there. What was I saying? Yes, $100 secret menu item. Our secret menu item for today is quite a simple one, actually. So, our heroes are currently traversing through Corvosa in order to try and bring peace throughout the town. They have been doing quite a lot of efforts and quite a lot of work in order to try and help the rebels bring peace back to Corvosa, and are currently dealing with a group of fake rebels. Now, very recently, Agnes managed to convert a few rebels away from this individual, Trifacia, a fake vigilante who is actually a djinn, or should I say Nefriti, who was basically granting wishes and causing chaos and throwing discord into the city. Now, at the end of last game, our heroes managed to discredit Trifacia and have him run away to come back and rue the day as he may or may not return in order to exact his revenge. However, I will provide our heroes with a new ally. Trifacia is a well-known figure, one that has gained the attention of another vigilante, not Blackjack, but a member of the Grey Gardeners, an elite group of rebel executioners. Basically, I will be inserting an adventure in this period involving the Pathfinder version of the Punisher. Somebody who is going around targeting these fake rebels and killing them. Straight up, outright murder, kill, death. If our players manage to talk them down, he becomes or he or she, because you'll get to because the person who donates will get to decide this, like their personality, all their stuff, will get to decide whether or not they will approach the group as a ally, as a villain, or as an anti-hero. So that is it. The $100 secret menu item is a Punisher-esque character to be inserted into the game as a side quest. So there we go. That is our day for the day. Cool. Players, you ready to get started?
Yes, player.
Fantastic.
Heck yeah.
Oh, right. Thank you, Schoolie. Before we forget, we have one last thing to announce, and that is the Crit Award nominations are up for grabs at the moment again. It is an amazing little award ceremony that recognizes the efforts of a lot of people who work in the TTRPG space. If you would like to nominate me for a Paizo or Pathfinder related award, I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like to, if we are also talking about nominations as well, we are also trying to nominate our dear friend, moderator, and community member Calindria for the most outstanding community member award as well. So if you do feel like throwing out some names out there, super appreciated, and yeah, it would go a long way to just feeling good about the stuff that we do, and it's it's a free thing, so why the hell not? All right, players, are you ready?
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heck, freaking
Still.
yeah! All right. So without any further ado, let us return to the city of Corvoza. Let's see. Boom, there we go. All right. And let's get some music going. Ooh, actually. I don't want creepy. I want this one, maybe. How does that sound? If it shows up. Ooh, there is another $10 donation. Is there? Just not seen in messengers. Ah, okay. Oh yes, no, I see it. All Things Fantasy coming in with another $10 donation. What was the donation, please, good sir? Let me know in chat. Ah, okay, there it is.
It doesn't say.
All right. Yes. Well, when he gets it second, I'm sure he can tell me. All right. So, the city of Corvoza. Another plot twist. Aha, fantastic. I will do that. I'll do that now, just before I do the recap. All right. Do you want to pick a number, Matt, or do you want me to just pick at random? Random, please. Okay, random it is. Boom! Split that in half. All right. Interesting. Unseen obstacle. So hidden asset and unseen obstacle are our two plot twists for the day. Okay. And of course, thank you for the donation, you lovely, lovely man. Now, when last we left off, the city of Corvoza, a place wreathed in terror, fear, and discord. Queen Iliosa, the current monarch of this once proud city, has now seen its downfall and is bringing it slowly to ruin through acts of tyranny and oppression. Removing the city guard and replacing them with her own Grey Maiden. Burning the bridges to Old Corvoza, leaving the people in the northern district to suffer on their own. Unleashing plague and pestilence onto the streets of the city. So many things have been attributed to the atrocities performed by this queen, but her actions are not of her own volition. The dragon Khazavron, an ancient and powerful evil thought once long dead, has started beginning to exert his cursed influence upon the queen. Armed with Serethriel, a blade used once to kill Khazavron, our heroes have now joined the fight in the city streets. Thanks to the efforts of Cressida Croft, the former city guard, our heroes now have a list of tasks they need to perform in order to free the city once and for all. Tasks which I will tell you right now. Here we go. The first, the defeat of this false vigilante, which has now been done. The second, the defeat of the black dragon nesting in the castle. The third, the deposition of a bloat mage claiming to be the castle's current seneschal, a man by the name of Togmagor. Fourth, the rescue of the priest known as Ishare Datri, an Abdaran who had helped our heroes time and time again, who has likely been stolen, kidnapped, or even tortured by the Queen. A new Red Mantis leader evidently has taken up residence somewhere within the city. Undermining the Red Mantis may destabilize much of her power. That and the Grey Maidens as well, with their commander Sabina Merrin at the helm, a mysterious woman whose identity is not known, but whose loyalty is unwavering towards the Queen. Her defeat could break apart their very order. A group of devils have apparently allied themselves with the monarchy as well, claiming to have been invited by the Abdaran Church. Their defeat would also help. And lastly, Queen Iliosa herself has not been seen in public for some time, but her capture and subsequent trial will ensure the city's easy transition to a more peaceful and, well, more peaceful future. So these are the things our heroes need to accomplish. And right now, they have managed to complete the first of these tasks. But now comes the point where our heroes decide what they would like to do next. There are thoughts to going to the castle. There are thoughts to taking the fight directly to the Queen. Many of these quests can be done by breaching the castle, of course. But that is for our heroes to decide.
Agnes would like to, or at least before we came here, because we never had much of a chance, we kind of just jumped into this, but while we were with Cressida, before we merged on this, Agnes would have liked to ask her, and that she knows that they're obviously stretched for manpower and everything like that, but if there's any chance that they could figure out what happened to Dan, she'd be really grateful. Because last she knew, there was just, the guns went off and she hasn't heard from him since, so she'd like to know if he at least survived or something. If Cressida can keep her ears out, she'd be very grateful.
Krista will not beat around the bush. She will say that yes, they are spread thin, but they will do what they can. Though from what you've said and what they kind of are believing, finding Dan may not be likely until after the city is settled. But they will do what they can.
That's all I ask. Right, back to the street. Is there still the steaming volcano pile there, or did that disappear after a while, or is there still a giant?
There's a giant
hole
in the ground, for sure. But there's no more lava exploding out of it.
I guess Agnes will come running over, and she'll be like, "Oh, I see your side of things was slightly more lively." She's looking at the hole in the ground. Did you do that?
No, that was Trafasia, who was not human.
Oh, yes.
What did you call him? Unak? I think you were familiar with him.
Yeah, he
An knife fight or
heard
something?
little stories about their kind. They're called the Freets. So, some type of djinn from the Fire Plains.
So he did make me lose my temper more than I like. I would appreciate a few minutes to actually calm down. So while you're doing that, I'm going to be a little quieter, but I'm just going to focus on breathing again. If you're concerned about something, ask me directly.
No,
But
Agnes is gonna go, okay, very well, dearie. And she's gonna wander
Remember-
off and start muttering about the disgraceful waste of all the food lying around on the floor, because like the villagers will probably just start like rallying everyone to pick it up because there isn't enough to waste. And
Remember,
Is anyone
in
needing
through the
any?
nose, out through the mouth.
Is anyone needing healing?
I can use some. I was going to lay hands on myself, but oh, that sounds so bad. Sorry.
I mean, it would make me have to do less work.
Yes, I can take care of myself.
I think I'll be all right.
So I'm going to do that while I'm doing that. Let's see if okay, how the heck does that work? How do I do that, Dag?
How do you lay on hands?
Drop it on yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since it does
do I-
heal, so it should work if you just drop it on your token.
You can
Or
drop it
your
on
Oh,
your
combat
there it
tracker.
goes. It did. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Yep, no, it did. Oh, what the heck?
Okay.
I may as well use the last one, and because I'm gonna focus back and oops, that was the wrong thing. Probably this. Just have to find the right thing to click on. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Rock says
Oh, no.
he's fine. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
heal
except
myself.
yeah, it didn't take the last one off. I think I needed to use I think I dropped the wrong one. This
Oh.
one. There we go.
It's okay. We know how much
Okay.
it heals.
Yeah, and then the other part is that part of the fact is I'm focusing. I'm getting my focus points back, which is why I was willing to burn them on myself.
Sure, not a problem.
Okay.
And Agnes will also fill everyone in on what went on on their corner of the market.
So, what's our next move? I mean,
Well,
we all
it
know
seems-
what I want to do, but this is your city.
To be fair, the red mantis and the dragon are probably going to be the easiest maybe of the. I'm not all for just storming in the castle and just one by one willy-nilly taking things out. I mean, if we could draw some of them out of the castle to us, maybe try and fight them on a ground of our choosing, perhaps, or however it's called. Goodness knows the red mantis have plenty of reason to want us dead. I'm pretty sure we could make enough of a nuisance of ourselves to draw them out. Adunak, how would one get a dragon out of a castle, generally?
No sooner
you're
than
the
you say
expert.
this, a
Good.
terrifying,
Rawr.
a terrifying roar erupts from the castle. As it does so, dark wings immediately cast a shadow over the city. The figure of a massive black dragon rises up as the frightened and terrified civilians gaze up at the figure. Riding atop the black dragon appears to be one of the Grey Maidens. Hiya. Who removes... No, she doesn't do that yet. That's fine. She'll remove her mask later. I think it's more dramatic later. Let me see if I can find the
Ignore
image.
everything we just saw.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did we see something?
All I can see is dragon.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yes, exactly.
I imagine Agnes is just like, so Una, do you know how to get a dragon out of a castle? Rar. And she's like, oh, that was fast, dearie.
Nailed it.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Here we go. Beautiful.
Look, I told you guys I was a god. You didn't believe me. This is clearly my divine proof.
All right.
Yes, yes, dear. Should pat you on the shoulder.
All right. This huge dragon flies out of the castle, and riding atop is, of course, none other than Sabina Marin. As she does so, she is going to land. Let's see. So the castle's here.
We don't have the Corvosa map.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't need it.
Okay.
Where will she land? Oh, I like this. She is going to land at Citadel Volshnek. As it roars out there, she is calling out frickin' her name. Cassandra. It's not Cassandra. It is.
Is it the other person we're supposed to defeat or surrender?
Cressida Croft. That's the name.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as the dragon lands atop Castle Volshik, she calls out Cressida to stop hiding behind her rebellion and to come and face her directly. And the dragon, again, just sort of adjusts and lets loose this huge wave of acid that melts through several of the buildings in the area.
How close is this to where we are?
I mean, no, you can get everywhere in the city within a couple hours, so I mean, it's not that far.
Unak is just very happily smiling under his mask right now. Well, I assume none of you have any dragon fighting experience.
What are you talking
Is
about?
that
You
a
met
thing?
them fighting a dragon.
I was about to say it's technically
not like this.
I don't have any dragon fighting experience.
All right.
I mean, I fought a Tarask once, but that was from the inside.
that was not fun.
You're going to have to tell me about that one day, Agnes. That sounds...
I'm
Interesting.
trying to forget about it, if I have to be honest with you.
Okay.
I would like to
I've
tell
seen the
everybody-
inside of far too many things.
Unok would like to tell everybody.
I would like to tell everybody the best things to do against a black dragon, if I may.
All right, make an Arcana check to tell me what you know about black dragons.
So, Dragon Lord, got it.
Yeah, or Dragon Lore. All right, a 28. Let's have a quick squizzity squiz here, shall we?
If that's not enough, I will hero point.
I will let you know. Okay, your target number here is... sorry, this is taking a little bit. What level is everyone?
14?
14.
14.
Yes, 14.
All right. 26 is your target number here for that.
Perfect.
All right. So, what you know about black dragons? Murderous tyrants of the marshes, swamps, bogs, and fenlands, black dragons terrorize their domains with intense fervor. Gleefully and sadistically, they rule their fetid principalities from deep caves or otherwise isolated parts of the swamp. Their hatred for other creatures is well known, using their acidic breath to dissolve and tear apart flesh in a torturous way. They tolerate other dragons from time to time, especially during periods of mating and the like, and will collaborate on rare occasions to take down mutual enemies. They are amphibious, so they breathe both air and water, and their frills and tail fins make for excellent swimmers. Their lairs are as foul as their souls, littered with rotten meat, plundered treasure, muck, slime, and dank roots and creepers. Places are often crawling with pests, like snakes and slimes and the like, and they basically are a source of pollution.
What about like elemental weaknesses?
Elemental weaknesses? They are completely immune to acid, paralysis, and sleep. They have no weaknesses, for they are dragons.
They are indeed. So Unako base will let the party know. Well, obviously black dragons spew acid, avoid acid, impossible to paralyze, definitely also won't be able to make it go to sleep. Hit it with anything that you have that's strong. Kind of really the only way to really deal with it.
This is where it's less of an advantage being a close-in fighter.
You are not wrong.
How fast are they?
Very.
They have a 60-foot speed, 150-foot fly speed, 60-foot swim speed.
Needless to say, if it's a dragon, it's gonna be faster than us.
Well, I was thinking more about reflex.
Oh, reflexes?
Watching out for the tail.
I'd say they're pretty.
That's one of those things that slightly more meta
find
mechanic. You wouldn't really be. It's like how agile are they? They're pretty agile.
Okay, that's good enough. So it's gonna hurt, is what you're saying. Got it.
Was I able to like gauge the actual size of the dragon, or do I just know that it's a big fucker?
It is huge.
That means that it's a decently old one too, then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna hurt.
You have
With
not
a dragon
fought.
that.
You have not fought a dragon this strong.
Yeah. With a dragon that size, it's definitely gonna be on the older side. Probably the hardest and strongest dragon I'll ever fight. So it's definitely gonna have a lot of experience, probably fighting adventurers like ourselves. That just means it'll be a greater victory when we kill it.
I'm more interested in the monster on its back.
There was a monster on its back?
Sabina
Yes.
Marin, the leader of the Grey Maidens.
Oh,
Although
that
I
Did we
just
recognize
knows,
her?
yeah, Not that it's Sabina, but well, I don't know because she didn't have she's in armor, so whether we recognize her as her or what, it doesn't matter. She's a Grey Maiden. That's all Agnes knows, and they have a daughter, and that's all she knows.
Yeah, she must be strong if the dragon's working with her.
It's true.
Well, they both serve the same master, do they not? Oh, totally lost my accent there.
They do.
Dragon might have its own goals in the end. Might be one of those work with you until my purposes are filled type deals.
I don't suppose you know if they're any good at, seeing invisible things.
Would I know that?
Most dragons have heightened draconic senses, so yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, just I'd learned a new spell that, well, could make some of us invisible, but never mind.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, older it is, the more experienced. Maybe if it were a younger and smaller dragon, could probably get away with it, but now, I'm just happy that it's not an adamantine dragon we're about to fight.
Okay.
Anyway, Udok
So-
claps his hands together. Dante, I would appreciate some of that healing right about now.
Now you're wanting healing.
Yes, I need to go in fully prepared. This will be the hardest challenge of my dragon hunting career.
Right. Well, this is going to hurt a bit. Actually going to cause you a D8 of damage so that if I roll a success, I hit a critical success.
Risky surgery.
Yes. And you get dealt 7 points of damage. And then DC 30. Which turns into a critical success.
So 55 brings me to 40. Got it.
Do you want the rest taken care of?
I would appreciate all of the healing I can get.
Okay.
Moment. I actually think I have some potions that I can just give you.
Yeah, potion?
Yeah, Agnes just got 6 potions of moderate healing, so she'll hand one out to everyone.
I just need to find out where it's at. There it is. Can you just give me the information? Oh, of course, the information's still there.
Okay,
Give
so
you...
am I right in thinking that maybe if the best way to come at it then is maybe from all different angles? I mean, I know it's dangerous from all angles, but I mean, if it all come from the head area, then it's really just got to spit on us.
hand you a potion of healing greater.
Oh. We'll gladly take that too.
And then hand you a spare just in case.
Perfect.
Agnes, did you say you handed us a potion?
Yes, a potion of moderate healing.
So above the table, what do I do?
go into.
Items. Just grab it.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
drag and drop it into your inventory.
Thank you. You said moderate?
See.
Awesome.
And I will chug one of the graders that Dante gave me, just so I'm all prepared.
All right.
What is it? Ooh, 6D.
I will
Wow.
tuck it into my bag of holding for
Mm.
future use.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, that's where a lot of
52.
my stuff is.
I am now at max health again.
Right. So maybe if we have some people perhaps cause a distraction, and then
Oh,
some other people can try and do a little side attack or something. I mean, I could throw rocks at it all day long.
I can cause a distraction.
Well, I was thinking you were more the person that would sneak up and kill it, since you've got more experience on where to stab a dragon. But I mean, if you want to cause a distraction, then Ray,
Well, the
Dante,
thing is, with
we could just have a dragon off. Dante could become a dragon, and we could have a big dragon fight in the sky. Well, that would be marvelous. Anyway, we should probably head
that
off in
is
that
something-
direction anyway.
That is something I could do, or I could, if we're wanting to have a distraction, me being a very huge creature, look like more of a threat compared to other things, and if need be, I could switch back into a dragon.
another dragon would be the best distraction.
What a very tasty looking sheep.
They are, well,
What about
anything
a
is a
Tarrasque?
tasty looking sheep to that big fucker over there. But black dragons are probably one of the most dragons to just attack another dragon and just out of sheer spite.
Right,
Okay.
dragon it is then. Though, if I was to become one, might as well be close enough to where I can get us all over there. So you.
That's what I was just thinking.
Attack on
We'll
top
get
of it.
over there, and then you turn into a dragon. Because if you turn into one now, it's just going to fly over here towards us, and I'm not quite prepared for that right now.
Oh,
Well,
we're not gonna.
if you fly us over there, how fast would we get there? Would we get there before they got to us?
Given that the ability for me to transition you is me going, and now you're there, not super important.
Yeah,
Right, so we'll
it's
get
just
like
timing
close-ish.
wise.
It was a role play thing. Come on.
Yeah.
Is it though? Is it? How efficiently
I was
can
asking-
how
You said-
efficiently can we cross to the other side? I mean, we could walk there in 15
it's-
minutes, but at the same time, we could fly on a dragon, save us 10 minutes.
In
Oh,
15
I
seconds.
didn't realize we were only 15-minute walk away. My apologies.
It's okay. Remember, you were.
I thought we were 2-hour walk away.
No. You can get to anywhere in the city within 2 hours. So basically, if you were at the very, very far tip north, and you then crossed the bridge and went all the way down to the graveyard in the south on foot, it would take you maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
sorry. That's
Makes a
my
lot more
apologies.
sense.
That's what I more meant. I was more meaning as the GM. I mean, I do realize sometimes you know, like again, when you have ADHD and stuff like that, sometimes you can throw a bit of different things here. What I meant to say is hurry the fuck up.
Yeah. That works. Hey, if we're only 50, if we're only
That's
my
all you
We
assumption
started
gotta
to make
say.
a plan. We're taking on a dragon. We can't just rush into this willy
Oh
nilly.
look, I know. I'm just you know, stirring a little bit. No, I get it. You guys are fighting something really, really big, and you want to be really, really prepared for it. That's a great idea. In fact,
But-
I will now actually. This is a good point to introduce a mechanic that I do insert in any of my games. Much like how I do not ask my players to do push-ups when I need a strength check, I don't ask my players to sit there and try to come up with a plan if they have a highly intelligent character and they may be struggling to come up with certain ideas. So anyone who would like to may make an intelligence roll in order to see if their character can come up with something resourceful. A 19. Okay, 19's not bad. Anyone else? While we're on this particular thing.
I figured I would roll with Unok considering that it's against the dragon and everything.
Sure. Agnes, unfortunately, lacking in the ability of aerial fighting. You've not really experienced too much of that. Same thing with you, Ray. Again, no real dragon combat. Dante, you've dealt with flying creatures before, rocks and other beasts and stuff. So here is a couple of things that you guys may want to throw into this mix. First and foremost, a dragon's breath weapon is a nasty piece of work. Without proper protection from acid, it is going to probably tear through your ranks super easy. One of the greatest techniques that dragons have is the flyby breath weapon, where it will literally just dump acid onto you guys and cause you problems. It might be worth going and seeing if you can find an apothecary that'll give you some potions of resist energy to acid to help you in that battle. Secondly, of course, being a flyer, getting it to ground is a big issue. There are three ways that a dragon can be brought to ground reasonably easy. The first is through attacking the wings and tearing them to a point where their weight can no longer be sustained with the tears in the membrane of their wing. Usually this is done with siege weapons and the like, and if you recall, let's just have a quick look at the Corvosa map over here, which I'll just share with everyone as well because I feel like it's been a while since I've shared it. So there you go. All right, if you recall, there were several places such as here and these ramparts here. The closest one to where she is currently is likely here. Were actually massive siege weapons that we used to sink the ship that was infiltrating. Do you recall?
Yep.
So those particular siege weapons, for example, would be ideal, or something of an equivalent. Like I said, there may be some siege weapons here. We'd have to roll to find out, but that might also be an idea to injure the wings. Lastly, without knowing what Sabina Marin is capable of, you do not want to fight out in the open, because it will indeed limit things like Ray and Agnes and, to a degree, both Dante and Unok. What you want to do is you want to find a way to bring them in close quarters. A way you could potentially do that is by dragging them into the castle area. So if you're actually inside of the castle, they have to crawl through and into the castle in order to reach you.
Okay. Do we know where they, sorry, I'm not familiar with the geography. So where was the castle that they were at?
Here.
Oh, okay. So the castle. So where we need to head.
Mm-hmm.
So Unok, sounds like we need protection. Does anybody have anything useful against acid? I certainly don't.
No, all the protections Agnes has really is against fire and heat because we were in the Badlands and stuff.
Fortunately, I was just protected against electricity.
Is there an apothecary nearby?
Well, I mean, we did used to have our own wee shop, but I don't think it survived. I'm not sure.
You do have a wee shop, and you can always go check. Roll a
It
percentage.
says.
Oh goody.
A 6.
Wow.
Looked like it said 68 on the dice.
Unfortunately, with a 6, your shop did not make it.
Well, there you go.
Let's see.
Yeah, well, I mean, Agnes will know of other apothecaries that existed. I mean, anybody
yeah.
that lived in the city would probably have a bit of an idea. Agnes
Yeah.
would have just because of who she was. But like, not
Oh, right.
everyone.
There is a place called Lavanda that is near the Temple of Asmodeus that sells perfumes and the like. You know that the owner is an apothecary.
Is that in the right direction?
No. That is over here. You guys are about here. It is over there. But again, that's neither here nor there because, as your
Yep.
Dragon Slayer has
Let's
said,
go.
if we can go fight it without acid protection. Probably not a wise idea.
Yeah. And they're probably not, they may not stick around anyways. They're probably just baiting, but we could probably get them back there.
They do seem to be sticking around for the most part.
Okay.
All right. So,
This might be some kind of like wee daily ritual where she comes out here every day between like, I don't know, 6 and 5 and just shouts for Cressida and then, I don't know. People are weird like that. But anyway, let's go. Toot, 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 toot.
traveling across the city, you eventually come to a very, very luxurious area of the city. Oddly enough, it seems as though this place has not seen much of the destruction and devastation the rest of the city had. As you approach what looks to be a rather quaint and, a quaint and pretty shop named Lavanda, you see a very interesting looking woman at the front door. Well, hello, darling. Welcome to Lavander's, home of all things sweet and savory and scented. How may I help you?
Oh, hello, dearie.
Hello yourself.
And your shop looks lovely and it smells even better.
Oh, you are too kind. Please come in. Can I offer you some tea?
Oh, my dear, that is the best thing I've heard all day. Yes, definitely.
Oh, then you're going to love this blend that I have just made of. It's an English breakfast mixed with some herbs from the Far East.
The fuck is English?
The type of
Agnes just looks
breakfast.
at you and sniffs. Heathen.
This orc should probably be wondering what tea is.
All right.
Well, no, Agnes has made tea a couple times already.
Have you had any?
No, because beer's better.
A pot of tea is brewed with a very, very floral and delicious aroma now permeating through what you can smell is a series of various scents and oils that mixes in the air here. Now, even though there is a lot of perfume around, you can kind of tell that that at the very least, it's not as overwhelmingly pungent in here as it should be, based on the fact that you're in a perfume shop. It's actually quite subtle and soft series of aroma, and the tea just stands out so vibrantly against it all.
Because Agnes, she's just got a suspicious bone now. Like anything suspiciously, fragrant or just spices.
Nothing suspicious, no.
Okay, then she'll have some tea. And then she'll. I suppose you heard that the wee dragon out there?
Oh yes, that
Is
thing.
that a common occurrence?
Well, no, actually. No one's ever seen the dragon in public before. I mean, an
Oh.
odd thing to discuss. Are you new to town?
Oh gosh, no, dearie. I've lived here for, 20 plus years now.
Oh, I see.
No, wait, 17 years, yes.
Oh my, well, yes, well, the dragon is relatively new, you see. The queen took to its fancy and ended up living at the castle, from what I heard. Looks like, that giant knight is taking it on walkies or something.
No, when I said, is it a recent, I meant, in the last few days. Is this the first time you've seen it in public, or does it come out every day recently?
That's the first time anyone's seen it
Oh, right, okay.
in general. Like, for the first time it's appeared. Its public debut.
Right, well, you see, we'd like to do something about that, honestly, if I have to be perfectly honest with you. And, well,
she
I've
kind of like
heard there's
gestures to she kind of gestures to you. I'm sorry, darling. Are you talking about treason right now?
I was thinking about this.
Depends on how your reaction will be.
Well, technically not, since
She takes the tea from you and she says, "I'm so sorry, but we are suddenly and very inexplicably closed. You're going to have to excuse me. Apologies for the sudden just And she sort of stands up and starts shooing you all out of her shop.
that could have gone better. Well, it seems no one has a backbone these days. Right, well, thank you anyway.
Seems like nobody remembers the fact that you two saved your city from all those things.
You all trying to be passive aggressive to the t-shirt to the perfume lady.
Yes.
Okay. Weirdly enough, I've just said this before. Much like how I don't expect my characters to match necessarily the intelligence of my characters, I also don't expect the same thing of charisma. If anyone would like to make a charisma check, you may do so in order to try and navigate this difficult social situation.
I can't do anything at the moment.
Dante
Charisma
was
or society?
actually
Charisma.
Stuff.
This is just a pure charisma for an idea.
My
I just can't
stuff
roll above a 10.
No, apparently not.
Dante was actually just gonna pull out a bag that had 7,000 silver pieces and just put it on the table.
I thought he was gonna say Dante was just gonna pull out a bat to threaten this old man.
Yeah. Surprise bat. Okay.
No.
Ray. So, you've encountered this before, rebellion-wise and the like. There are many people who are simply too afraid to act up because it is not a matter of money. It is not a matter of cowardice. It is a matter of knowing that when your entire life has been building up to something, the uncertainty of your future is a terrifying and awful thing to try and grip with. The thought that you may lose everything you have worked towards because of your actions is something that not many people are ready for. With someone like this, in a place that is quite clearly quite lavish and well-to-do, right now, she doesn't want, like, a quick payout. She wants to try and keep what she has sacred and safe. The way to kind of get through to people like that is simply this. Find something that she cares about more than her safety. Then, when that becomes in jeopardy, not because of your threat, I mean, it could be potentially your threats, your choices are this. Find out what they desire and either withhold it, protect it, or provide it. Those are the three things. If you can do those things, you will get them on side. You take a moment and realize, as you look around, everything here is done with such precision, such meticulousness. Everything is in its order. Everything is in its place. But you look around in the streets. You see that there has been chaos and there has been rioting and the like. But you know what's weird? How her shop, despite being quite opulent, quite well-to-do, quite well off, has nary a scratch on it. No one's stolen from this woman. No one's broken in and taken the really expensive perfumes. None of it. This you find curious.
This sounds very curious.
All right, so she's shooing you out. She's saying, "It's like I'm just you know, suddenly and inexplicably closed. You're gonna have to come back another time. I'm terribly sorry."
May I ask a question before we leave?
With a look of slight frustration, as she, I presume most of you have stood up and started making your way towards the door.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. Because you have, she will reluctantly sigh. If you must, yes.
May I ask how you have managed to keep your office, your place of work or of business here in such immaculate and spectacular condition, given the disruptions in the city and everything else?
Well, some of us have friends that we can count on in troubling times, and some of us have friends who bring trouble to our very doorstep. You strike me as the latter.
Interesting. Could I be so bold as to ask who these friends are?
Make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy.
And Agnes and Dante, can I get you to make me a perception check? She will say... Okay. Alright, unfortunately those are straight failures. Your target number is 32. If anyone wants to use hero points, now's the time.
Yeah, use a hero point.
Alright, Dante's using a hero point. Let's go.
And as for the diplomacy as well?
If you would like to. Dante, well, actually, I'll give you this one. You don't need to use the diplomacy. She does not budge. She does not tell you who her friends are, and she shoos you away once more. But that is when, Dante, you get a glimpse at something on her wrist. It is a tattoo of 2 eels wrapped around an anchor. He said, expecting Dante to know what that meant.
Yeah,
Eel's End.
Correct.
Okay.
Likely she has ties in with what's his name? Damaros or Damvros, the Spider King, and Eel's End. So likely a group of criminals has been doing their work to try and keep her facility safe. You know this from seeing the tattoo on her arm.
You have a very interesting tattoo there.
No. That wasn't an invitation to start asking her about it. You now have the information. Just you're good. It's like, oh yes, I'm glad you noticed my secret clandestine tattoo. What it means to say is likely if you want to do illicit business, the best place to do it is with the illicit people, the black market folk.
Got it. Okay.
There you go. So what this is also trying to communicate, this is, GM storytelling as well, is she also likely is protected because she's providing them with stuff. So as Ray is inquiring about this, Dante, do you want to do anything? Maybe suggest to Ray that...
There's a place we might be able to find what we're looking for.
Wow. Then we should probably go there.
As she sends you out, she says, "Wait." She hands each of you a swag bag. It's got like coasters and fridge magnets and some little sample like perfume sprays and stuff like that. She says, "Come again and visit us when you're not feeling so frisky, darlings." And she closed the door.
I can sense yours. Do you do house parties? Oh, never mind.
And she on the back of the card it says, "We do house parties." All right.
Right, so Dante, where is this place that you suddenly thought of?
My brain farted now on
Eel's End.
Eel's End. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Remember the Eel's End?
Oh God, how could I forget?
We could go there to get what we're needing.
Again? Oh.
It doesn't sound
Last
that
time we
bad
were
of a
there,
place.
last time we were there, I mistook Dante for a pillow.
You were what now?
Anyway, let's just go.
Yeah. Ray looks at Unok and goes, "What did she say?"
I don't know. It sounded like a bounty for a pill. That's what I heard. And I'm just, what kind of pills are you
Well,
on?
let's leave it at
Agnes?
that.
I mistook Dante for a pillow, is what she said.
Oh, mistook Dante for a pillow.
A throw pillow. Hoo-yah! Take that. All right.
Speaking of throwing, Unok kind of just looks at Ray, kind of like takes a measure. Maybe. Oh,
As you contemplate sleeping on each other, you make your way.
Throwing. Fastball special.
you make your way down towards Eel's End. Rather disheveled and disjointed series of docks that are interconnected by several ships permanently moored to a small district. Once lively and bustling is now a lot quieter than before. While there were a number of salty ne'er-do-wells and delinquents that were residing in this area, there was always a regular traffic of the civilians as well. However, that traffic is all but gone. Even the once proud and opulent gambling barge known as the Golden Hawk is now only filled with these kind of like really kind of rough-looking individuals. As you approach, you are stopped by a bandicoot. That's being said, Bandicoot is the thug who kind of consiglies here. He says, "Oh, what do you want?" "Hey, Miss Agnes, ma'am. Terribly sorry, didn't mean to startle you there. How's your lovely daughter?"
Indisposed at the moment.
Oh my. How can we help you this day, ma'am, miss?
We're looking for someone who could provide us with some protection against, let's say,
Is someone causing you
acid.
grief, Miss Agnes? Because if they are, me and the boys, we can pop round and we can sort them out quick, smart, and in a hurry.
I appreciate the offer, but I think this might be a little bit more. And she kind of just glances a side eye towards like where the dragon's roosting, and then that's all she does, little side eye, and then says, "We're looking for some protection, against
He's
acid,
very dumb.
as it were."
Sorry,
Okay, never mind.
sorry, Bandicoot. Now this guy's not this guy's not the strategist. So he says, protection, eh? Well,
Of the magical kind, you know.
oh, right. I think I know what you're saying. I'm definitely not confused in the slightest. You want a wizard.
A wizard or someone that sells potions?
Potions. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, well, if you head on to the, ooh, well, Miss Agnes, I mean, it's not really a place for you know, such distinguished kind people such as yourself, ma'am. But if you could tell me what maybe I could lend you assistance with, perhaps I could do some light shopping for you, ma'am, Miss Agnes. Fuck you laughing at,
Agnes
cunt.
looks at the.
You fucking laughing at me, Tin Man, huh? I will turn you into a small strip of sardines, spread you on a pizza, and fucking eat you up. You fucking laugh at me again, you smirking cunt. Sorry, ma'am. I mean, he straightens up again.
Udoc is trying so hard not to laugh at the puny man's puny threats.
Oh, sorry. Did I forgot to mention this guy is like 6 foot tall and built like a fucking fridge.
Okay, so they're on even ground then.
Yeah.
He's still trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah, no, this guy's like, you know, your typical kind of massive dude, bald head, tattoos all over it and stuff like that. Like again, CR wise, sure, he is definitely not a threat to Unok. At the same time, you know, like roleplay wise, this guy's also not your typical like pleb. He could probably take out some of the knights barehanded, you know, like
Right.
the Grey Maiden type thing. So yeah, you know, like he's like keeping in mind Eel's End as an encounter was like what, book 2, I think? Book 1, book 2?
Way
Around
before I
there.
got here.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So, you know, yeah. You guys are way overpowered for a fight with these guys, but, you know, nonetheless. Yeah, book 1.
I mean, oh, I mean, to be fair, we are perfectly capable of looking after ourselves, but if you think it would be best, we're after something that.
It could save us some time.
Possibly information on some other things as well, if it's possible. Such as getting into the castle without being seen.
Also, I don't suppose the king himself is in residence at the moment.
Oh, yes, Mum. You want to see, fuck, what was his name?
So long.
So long ago. Here we go. His name was Devago. That was it. You want to speak with Devago, Mum?
I mean, we've met before, and to be honest, it would be interesting to see where he sits on the fence, as it were.
Right. The fence. Sure. I'm sure he'd I'll just give me a little to, you know, just he'll go off to sort this out. He'll talk to some of the guys nearby, and they'll go and check with DeVargo to see if he is happy to come in, or for you to go and have a chat with him. Do you guys actually eventually tell him you're after some potions of acid resistance?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's like
Agnes will write a note precisely as to what she wants in neat handwriting,
You're
just
not
in
that
case he
dumb.
forgets. Then he can give the note to the person.
Okay, very well. you hand him a note.
And Agnes will turn to Ray, and just ask Ray, the criminals of the city, I mean, have they given any indication? Are they just seeing who comes out on top? Have any made a stand? I mean...
So I'm going to ask above the table. I'm assuming that it's going to be a mixed reaction. Some of them have been
A lot of them have abandoned the city. Devago is the one standing firm. A lot of people kind of also see him as a hero, but he is not behaving that way. He basically has forced everyone out of Eel's End. Most people think it's because he's trying to usurp power, but those who are close to him believe he is using fear and intimidation to keep people safe, and he is acting against the rebellion. Basically, he's turning himself into him and Eel's End into a target, so that the guards and the Grey Maidens stop harassing the people, and they're harassing the thugs. But he's not joining the rebellion either, because, and this is a very, very clear point, if he joins the rebellion, people are going to join the rebellion who are going to get injured and who are going to get hurt. So he doesn't approve of the rebels. He doesn't approve of this fight. But he believes himself to have the capacity, because no city, because the more that people suffer in a city, the stronger his army gets, if that makes sense. People become desperate. People turn to crime. People turn to him.
Right.
Now, there are several individuals who are very, in their own way, big crime lords, but they all work for Devago. And each one actually owns a different ship here. So there are actually 4 other bosses here who are at Eel's End working for him. The reason why Bandicoot was actually a little bit hesitant to let Agnes go onto the barge is because the apothecary, or at least the potions and stuff, is on the opium barge, which is basically just a giant opium den hotbox, and
Which we were at one point.
which you guys were at one point. But he doesn't, he didn't feel overly comfortable inviting this sweet old lady to go and, deal with stuff on the opium barge.
Not that old. She's only
That's
middle aged.
3 times.
But yes, the
that
last
you have
time
called her
Agnes
old.
was in an opium den, it didn't go well for her at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fine, sweet
Thank
middle-aged
goodness
woman.
Padraig was there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so he's gonna go do that for you. Before long, the other 2 guys that he was talking to do say Devago will speak with you, but he doesn't know your friends. So Ray and Unok are gonna have to disarm, but Dante, you are fine.
Much to disarm.
I mean, just in general.
Yeah.
What do you have with you? A giant arrow.
A stick.
Yeah, stick. Okay. What do you have? Quiver of tiny sticks. Okay. So, if Unok and Ray are happy to disarm to the gentlemen who are awaiting, they will take you to go see Devago.
Ray's going to look to Agnes and go, just kind of, is it okay? Do you trust us with our...
In this instance, yes.
Then he'll follow the lead and disarm everything visible.
All right.
Will very begrudgingly do it. And as he hands it over, if you break my spear, so help me God, I will find you.
Okay. He takes your spear. It's kind of like a bit of a tugging thing, and he's just eventually like...
Yeah.
You are brought inside of the vessel. The wood creaks under your feet as you enter into the large captain's quarters that has been repurposed into a makeshift throne. There, seated, is this individual. Well, well, well. Color me surprised. I didn't think I'd see you lot again. Or should I say at least a few of you.
To be honest, I didn't think I'd be back here again, but there we are.
Quinn and
That's life
Patrick
these
not
days,
with
eh?
you.
Oh, they're off doing Quinn and Patrick things.
I'll bet. And I'm sure if you're here, then you need something from Devago.
Oh, yes, as it happens.
Well, can I offer you some tea?
She looks around. How clean does the place we're in look?
Not at all.
She'll go, no, we just had some tea, actually. All teed out.
He gestures for you to take a seat. There are several seats, plenty for each of you.
Yeah, she'll sit. No.
He'll sit down as well.
So, for what reason have you darkened my doors this day?
The Grey Maidens have captured my daughter, and I would very much like her back. It comes to mind that you, or perhaps one of your associates, may have some way into the castle or the dungeons.
Well,
That's not necessarily just through the front door.
Well, I hate to disappoint, but we do not make a habit of breaking into castles. There aren't too many ways.
I don't want you to.
I mean to say, there aren't too many ways known to us to get in or out of such a heavily fortified place, not without guile and subterfuge. There's no secret doors or hidden trap entrance ways. You could always go through the sewers if that tickles your fancy, but sometimes people go up and they never come out. Sorry I cannot be of more help in that regard. But one of our men has taken quite a liking to you and your friends and your family. So I'll give you this piece for free. I know where your daughter is.
Agnes leans forward.
Oh, sorry, I just more meant I'm going to tell you that I know where your daughter is for free. If you want more than that, I'm afraid there's going to have to be some sort of exchange that happens.
Okay, there's a war across Agnes's face as she struggles with the idea of just strangling this man, but she stops. What kind of exchange?
You say you're looking for a way into the castle. While I can't get you in, there is something I want from the castle.
Of course.
You give me your word you'll extract it, I'll tell you where to find your daughter.
Done. It's just like, yeah, I know I hesitated, but there's no hesitation from Agnes there. It was just, it's done.
He reaches onto his chest where you can see there is a spider emblem. He twists it and pulls it off his chest. As he does, he then cracks it open, and inside is a picture. It is of a very, very young girl and a woman. He hands it to Agnes.
Your family.
Don't think too much on it. My daughter, Elena. She's in the same place as your daughter. Beneath the castle, there are several dungeons, one of which is currently home and house to prospective recruits for the Grey Maidens. They're made entirely of disfigured women, undergoing scarification before then mental conditioning to join up with that zealotist army of silver pricks. Your daughter's down there, as is
I
mine.
spent 17 years trying to mentally condition her. Good luck to them.
I wouldn't sell them short so easily. Their numbers continue to grow. I've been trying to get into the castle myself for some time, but all eyes are on Eel's End, so much so that I've had to shut down business for the most part. We've diverted our attentions to trying to break into the castle, but to no end. Between the Grey Maidens, that fucking dragon, and more, we've been unable to breach. Now, I could rightly care what happens to the others, but my daughter means the world to me. And you, I know, have the same feeling towards yours. And you are also a person of your word. So, there it is. Last I heard, both your daughter and mine haven't finished their induction. But I cannot guarantee for how long that'll be.
Right. Well.
There is one person, however, who will know where to find her specifically, as well as what state she and my daughter are in.
And that is?
I think you know who that is.
Laura is drawing a blank because it is 1:45 in the morning.
Sabina Marin, the one on the
All
dragon.
right, yeah. Okay, yeah. Ah, yes. Right. Well, to be honest, that's why we came here originally, was to help dealing with that. And I'll get out what's inside of Sabina's head. That I'm very good at.
If you're going to go up against that dragon, take some of these. He gestures. Several large flower pot-sized vases are brought out to you. Inside is what looks to be a weird translucent liquid. What it effectively is, these are basically bombs, dragon-sized bombs of the web spell.
It's dangerous where you're going. Here, take these.
Basically. He cracks his knuckles and he says, again, I'm not going to put my men in danger and fight a dragon. But if you're going, it doesn't mean I hadn't considered what might be useful. You may take these with you.
Thank you. And this time she looks him square in the eye and just very, seriously and honestly just says, I will do my utmost to get both our daughters back.
There is a moment of softness in his eyes before they harden up again. And he says, oh, I know. Because if you fail, there is nowhere in Korvosa you or anyone you know will be safe. He puts up his feet and he says, time is precious. Get out.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I shall get him walk out.
All right.
How many pots?
4 pots.
She could just
Or
pop his
are they
head.
closed?
Yeah. They're lit it up.
Okay. How? Because of carrying and stuff. What bulk are they?
They are 1 bulk each.
Oh, okay. That's easy.
Yeah.
Do you want to? I've got a little bag of holding as well. I mean, do you want us to take 2 and you take 2? Or...
I've also got a bag of holdings. So.
Yeah. Look,
It
yeah.
would
Yeah.
They'll
They're-
spread them about then
yeah.
just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy, but not unmanageable. As you emerge outwards, you are presented with a series of things. First of all, a potion of healing greater each. A potion of energy resist greater acid each. And 1 potion of fly. As Bandicoot comes out with all of these, he looks to Agnes and he says, Mum, I tried to get everything I could. I
You've
hope
done
this
an
is...
excellent job.
Oh, thank you, Mum. I don't think you should be going up against such a creature like that. I know your friends are formidable, but things are bad. Davros is thinking about unmooring and taking Eel's End and leaving Corvosa. Something's keeping him here, but no one knows what it is. He keeps driving away the men. He keeps driving away everyone. It's like he wants to stand here and fight on his own. I guess I don't want to see you doing the same.
Oh, here I am. I'm not on my own. And to be honest, even if I was, I would still fight anyway. And then Agnes is gonna, hang on a second.
Agnes is gonna what, sorry?
No, I'll not waste a spell. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
She was just gonna do a demonstration of like how, you know, she's not exactly very weak, but it's like a level 5 spell, so
yeah.
yeah.
No. By the way, just to be clear as well, Bandicoot is the same age as your daughter, which is why he thinks of you as like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Also, they were childhood friends. Except he went down a bad way. And a lot of people used to make jokes about him, like when he was a kid. He was like really big. But your daughter was always very nice. He doesn't have a romantic interest. It's just like this person stood up for me. So, you know, I wish I could stand up for them, even if I'm a thug. Break people's bones for a living. All right.
You know, they're still honorable thieves.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still people at the end of the day sometimes.
Exactly.
Well, they're always people. But
Exactly.
Yeah,
All
so Agnes will just thank him. Yeah, and be on our way.
Okay. Okay. So Peyton. Yeah, basically Peyton. Okay. So. Armed and equipped, our heroes now head towards their confrontation. Along the way, you share a moment with one another. I'd like to go around the table and have everyone kind of throw out a suggestion for what to do once the dragon is defeated. Let's start with Ray.
Sorry, did you say if the dragon or when the dragon?
When the dragon is defeated. We are talking about when we defeat this dragon.
When
the
we
black
defeat
dragon
the
or
dragon.
Casabron?
The black dragon.
Oh, okay.
The black dragon. So, Agnes, you said you can get into Marin's mind? Or you're just going to be, are we into a torture mode to get her? I'm assuming we want to take her alive. Dragon dead, Marin live.
Yeah.
So my thought is that we get the information we need and a pass. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. So your plan is we're going to try and gain the information for Agnes's daughter the moment we can. So taking Sabina alive.
And entry.
Yeah.
Yes, and entry into the castle.
Nice. All right. Dante, what about you?
I can most likely keep them in place.
Sorry.
More likely just use. What?
Sorry. The question again is what are your plans once the dragon is defeated?
Yeah. Keeping Sabina in place while still attracting myself.
Okay. Agnes?
I'm still kind of a little confused. It's like just immediately after the dragon's dead, I was just like, go for a beer and a massage. I'm just confused.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean that could be it. That could be it. This is a moment of like so in roleplay session, this is the moment of hyping yourself up. When she is dead, we're gonna capture Sabina. We're gonna do this. When he's dead, I'm going to rip out his heart and fucking eat it. When he is dead, I'm going to have a long fucking bath and a shower because I feel like I need it. Or when she is dead, I'm going to take the head of the dragon and parade it around the city so that no one messes with us again, you know. Like, again, it's that hype up moment, you know what I mean?
I could see Unok actually doing that on his spear.
Right. Not necessarily a mechanical, like, how do we, what specifically are we doing, but more of a you know, like a self-actualizing, putting it into the universe of what we do when we defeat this creature.
I think Agnes would like to just make sure that as many people as like tried. People will have ran away, but there'll still be some people watching. It's like that everybody watches a building burn, but from a safe distance kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And she just wants to get the word spread as fast as possible that they defeated this dragon.
Give the city hope. Renew their hope
Yeah.
in the defeat of Iliosa. All right, that's a freaking awesome one. I love that. Unok?
Kind of not to necessarily take what you said, but it's more gonna be Unok will harvest what he can from the dragon, you know, like it's the claws and scales to readorn his armor to like solidify himself as like a truly terrifying presence.
Okay, I dig that. Amazing. So you are going to adorn yourself with trophies taken from the creature. Love it.
Yes.
Okay. You step up. Let me see. Now, the sucky bit is that that Fantasy Grounds doesn't actually have all of the sound sets for doesn't have all of the sound sets that are on the app versus this. So I just need to look to see if I can find.
Also, it's getting at 2 a.m. as well. I'm not sure we have time to fight the whole dragon tonight.
No, we're not fighting the dragon. No, we are not fighting the dragon tonight. I just wanted to
have a dramatic meeting.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, it is here. Okay, cool. Oh, so they don't abbreviate it anymore. That's what it is. Oh, and they don't have all of it. That's why. Okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but, you know, it's fine. All right. So, as you approach the citadel, lightning peals over the sky. Dark clouds begin to gather. As they do so, you can see the figure of the dragon, acid pouring from its lips, melting the stone rampart as it gazes in your direction. It hasn't necessarily seen you, but it's aware of the approaching threat. It senses bloodlust. It awaits the challenge with bated breath. It is here our adventure will end. And when we return, a glorious battle. As Unok, you feel the weight of your ancestors pushing you from behind. Not for an instant does your footsteps halt. You feel like you are pulled towards a destiny that has been waiting for you since childhood. The only thing that surprises you is the fact that you are with people that you know have your back. And with that, that will be the end of today's session. Woo!
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 All right.
Oh my.
When we return, epic battles will ensue. But of course, for now, however, we will bid everyone farewell. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you to everyone who donated to the stream today. We are at 13% of our monthly checklist. So thank you everyone for that. Miss Catalyst, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We are back on Wednesday in the evening in Australia for Reign of Winter, which is our next adventure. So I can't wait to throw ourselves into the mix with that. But guys, until then, however, I hope that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful state. Please enjoy the rest of your week, whatever it is you happen to be doing. As always, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times per week. Until we meet again, I hope that you stay safe, keep in the best of health, be kind to everyone you encounter, because, you know, why the fuck not? It's free. You can just be nice to people. And until we meet again, game hard or die trying. Bye, guys!